Hi everyone, it is Rainbow. I just wanted to share with you some of my projects that I'm just finishing for class for this semester. I think that what I've been reading is important and I wanted to share that with you to motivate you to maybe try learning a second language, because there are so much benefits to acquiring a second language. My project talks about some of neural structure changes in adults as well as children, but mostly adults. Even late adults could experience neuroprotective benefits of learning a second language. So my class is linguistics. I am doing a TESOL, teaching English as a second language certificate. So I really encourage you to aim to learn something new and improve every day. So let's get started with my project. It's called The Effects of Second Language Acquisition in the Brain in Childhood and Adulthood. So how does learning a second language change the brain? Well, scientists have been researching that, and they are calling event-related brain potentials to be what is mediating the brain structural changes, and also like how the strength increases in the connectivity. So I think we are all aware of how neurons work and how neurons fire, but these potentials are very additive and stimulated when we attempt to learn a second language through different modalities. And it's important to note that it takes 3 months of intensive L2 learning to see any anatomical changes. That is normal. Habit formation does take a few months to develop. And once you've been learning the language for 3 months, you'll notice that there is increased gray matter density in a brain structure called the Wernicke's area, as we all know and love, which is responsible for language comprehension. We'll see that there's increased cortical thickness and increased myelation, because now the axons have more fat around them so that they can conduct neural impulses a bit faster using less energy. We'll see that there is increased white matter integrity, and also you'll see that the size of the hippocampus, responsible for learning, memory formation, increasing in size. So all of these anatomical changes are seen in every age learner. Our brain is very plastic and we adapt to changes very rapidly. And it's worth noting the wonderful magic of our brain in how L2 learning allows more efficient brain organization, meaning that the neural networks are connected. They have more connections and there is increased efficiency in that. And what I guess like the biggest takeaway that I really want to stress is that L2 learning, even if it occurs in late adulthood, it can lead to both behavioral and neural changes, like the patterns that of native and first language learners. So in any age, you can and will achieve the brain changes and neural learning patterns of that of the native speaker. Other benefits from the articles I've read is called cross-domain effect, where we know now that bilinguals enjoy both linguistic as well as non-linguistics benefits, such as having better executive functions and conflict monitoring abilities. So yeah, like, it's such amazing to see how our brain adapts as we learn. So in children, the children's social conversational experience is an important factor in activating a part of the brain called the broncus area, which again we all know and love is responsible for speech production. But when we talk to each other, specifically like adult and children conversations, we have back and forth learning and teaching, this activation causes both actually speech and comprehensions increased connectivity. And learning a second language in children give them such cognitive boosts, such as, like, as I mentioned earlier, better conflict resolution skills, but also something that children would benefit from would be like longer attention span and memory, as well as psychological benefits such as having higher self-esteem. So it is also worth noting that the age of L2 acquisitions may have some different impacts on the integration and segregations of brain functional networks, such as simultaneous bilingual. So if you learn two languages at the same time, you'll exhibit stronger brain functional connectivity than sequential bilinguals, so whom L2 was learned later in life. And in adults, there are so many benefits because learning a second language is like a neural, like a cognitive health protector, because it really helps us lower the risks and even postponing developing brain-related diseases such as Alzheimer's and dementia. Because learning a second language provides a neural basis that acts as a major deterrent to these age-related cognitive decline diseases. So as we know, in the picture that I've showed, we see on the left that is the normal brain, but as we age, some of our brain cells, both gray and white matter, do atrophy and die. So slowly our brain gets smaller. And this is countered by L2 learning, because, as I mentioned at the beginning of my presentation, bilinguals have greater gray matter volume. So the atrophies you see on this MRI here, the atrophies, I'm gonna refrain from saying the specific areas, but they are on the MRIs. They're compensated by increased white matter integrity. The structural changes we see really helps us protect from these diseases, and we can have a delay of up to 5 years. So it keeps us healthy much longer. This is more effective than any pharmacological pharmacological pills you could ever take, and this change in lifestyle and pursuit of learning will really have a long-term benefit and effect on us at every age. So these are my resources, all of the 4 research articles I've read. I hope you enjoy some of a little bit of kind of my presentation, but I hope that really inspires you to learn a second language and really just try new things and make healthy options for yourself.